Hello and welcome to Understanding Maths. Today's lesson is on basic decimals. I am your host, Dave Haddock, and I'll be your tutor for today. If you haven't checked out any of my previous lessons, then I recommend that you go back to the YouTube channel and check them out on there. So far we've covered percentages and fractions at this present time, and all of these topics work well together. So I would thoroughly recommend that you go back and watch those. So today we're going to be looking at decimals. So what is a decimal? So often in maths we talk about whole numbers. We talk about 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 30 and so on. These are all what we call whole numbers. Decimal numbers are those kind of in-between numbers. So if you think, if we took 1 and 2 for instance, if we took those as whole numbers, if we had 1.5, that would be a decimal. And it would be directly in the middle of 1 and 2. It's bigger than 1, but it's smaller than 2. So that's what a decimal is. It's where you start introducing the decimal point into numbers. So the decimal point is a little dot that looks a little bit like a full stop that we would use in English. So the decimal point tells us that we've going to be working with a decimal number. So again, if we look at the numbers 1 and 2, we could say that there's 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 and 1.5, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, 1.9, and then that would bring us up to a whole number of 2. Now we could actually go smaller than that as well. When we've got one number, which is a decimal, we're talking about what's called tenths. So 1.5, the 5 in that figure would be a tenth. 5 tenths. If we had two numbers in the decimal, so let's say our number was 1.52, the number 2 in that number would be 100th. So the 5, or the first number after the decimal point, would be a tenth. The number after that would be 100th, and then we can go on from there. Now I want to look at decimals in terms of money, because that's how often we use it. So usually we write money. If we've got £10, we might say we have £10. But we might also write it down as 10.00, which is £10 and 0 pence. If we had £10.25, we might write it as 10.25. So the pounds come to the left of the decimal point and the pence come to the right of the decimal point. Now if we had 99 pence, we would write it as 0.99. If we add 1 pence to that amount, that would take that 99 pence up to 100 pence. Now we know 100 pence is the same as £1. So that 99 pence, that 0.99, reverts back to 00, and then we carry a 1 from the 100 over into the pound column to create £1. So we've gone from 0.99, we've added 1 pence, and that has given us 1.00, or £1. Play around with it. It will make some more sense, I think, once you do. Give you another example. If we had 50 pence, we would have 0.50 pence. If I was then going to add 60 pence to my amount, I would have £1 and 10 pence. So that 0.50 plus the 0.60 would give us 1.10, because the 5 and 6 would be added together to create 11. The first 1 in that 11 would get carried over into the pound column, and that would give us £1 and 10 pence. Hopefully that makes some sense. We will delve deeper into both money and decimals at a later date, but that's a good basis for you to start. Thank you for joining me today, and stay tuned. The next video will be on area and perimeter of a rectangle and a square. So look out for that, and I shall see you soon. Take care.